I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I made a really big mistake. That's something on my camera. Recently, I made it to Trailblazer level 60. You guys know this, you can see it right there on the screen. But from TL30 to 40, I faced zero issues when it came to immediately improving my main roster of characters. From TL40 to 50, it was the same thing. I was very prepared for trace materials to max them out, levels, and I even had some strong relic options for all of my DPS characters. Now the grind from 50 to 60, that wasn't as bad. I didn't rush it. It was a slow, gradual climb through all of the levels that I enjoyed casually playing an hour to a day, then going off to make a video. At that time, however, I believed I was preparing the right way, just like I told you guys in my previous video. I built up all the essential materials to go from 70 to 80 on each of my main DPS characters, including 1 or 2 supports that really mattered to me. I had enough trace materials to take both their light cones to max level and their traces to 888 or 8810, whatever I wanted to do. But then the Jingyuan stuff happened, and do we call that an incident? Because honestly, I just really started to lose my shit. Go baby, what's good guys, Yoku here. And ever since I built Silverwolf to completion, at least at that time, I've been struggling to complete the rest of my supports. Not because I don't know how to farm, but for 2 main reasons. 1, relic farming is a huge bit. And 2, it honestly felt like my support characters were never doing enough support for the team. My Bailu, for instance, keeps the team alive, sure, but there are so many times where she gets CC'd or Zila gets frozen, and I'm wondering to myself, why doesn't Bailu heal for 1,000 a tick on her skill? It already sucks that she doesn't have any cleansing capabilities, but my Bailu has over 4k HP, and I have the passerby set. You would think that should be enough to get her healing out of her mind when it's necessary, but it isn't. And on top of that, I wanted to start moving her away from the passerby set onto the musketeer set, just for some more speed opportunities. Can't do that when her priority is healing, and I feel like she isn't healing enough. Bronya, probably the exact same to me at least. I love Madame Guardian, I really do, but I truly hate that she is just a pass go and collects $200 type of character. It's like every time her turn rolls up, skill, 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 skill. Then there are times where I really want to just use her skill for the DPS, but I have to use it on Japard or Bailu in order to cleanse them, because I need that person, I need that character in order to protect the team. I need Bailu to heal everybody so we don't die. I need Japard to activate his ultimate to get the shields up so that I don't lose my DPS character. Completely slows down my DPS. Then most recently, I found out there's a certain speed stat that lets Bronya use her skill, go again in the same turn, and then use her auto attack to keep herself SP neutral. Like, bruh, for the longest time, it always felt like Bronya was SP negative when paired with my Zila because I just didn't farm great pieces for her. Now, do keep all of this in mind that I'm comparing them to a well-built Silverwolf who does her job no matter what the relic set is. So truth be told, I fell into my own trap. You might be asking yourself what any of that has to do with reaching TL60, or how is this a big mistake? And what I'm trying to tell you guys is that my mistake wasn't something I made consciously. I mean, granted, I made the choice consciously, but that's not what I'm saying. I spent so much time farming for relic pieces to get my main DPS characters up to snuff that I hit TL60 way before I expected. It wasn't like I was refreshing to get to TL60. I was refreshing because I couldn't get the pieces of the relics that I needed. I got a ton of trash relics for weeks until I finally got a good main stat with a bunch of bad substats. Now I feel like my account is strong but weak at the exact same time. The fine tuning for these support characters and what best works for my playstyle has been something I'm grinding for out of the last couple of weeks with little to no success. What makes matters worse is the horrible resource management in the game. I try not to compare things to Genshin Impact, and I do remember the first year of Genshin. It was a very love-hate relationship for me, but you'd think that they would continue taking the better ideas that were improved upon and then keep dumping them into Star Rail. I don't understand why Hoyoverse praises themselves on how little time players spend on the actual game. And don't get me wrong, I definitely don't want to be here all day, but I do want to be able to build my character either without a serious amount of RNG involved or the ability to alleviate some other character progressions from Trailblazer power. Relic farming, that's expensive. Trace materials are still a dice roll on if you're gonna get the purple ones or not, even at TL60. Experience books, oh my god, bro, for the love of God. These are easily the worst part of grinding in the game because there's just no other way to get them without spending money for an event And even if I were to buy them, even buying these has a cap on it. You're telling me that if I had the funds to just build this character, at least through leveling up, the ascensions, whatever, that I can barely do that every 45 days or whatever it is? Ooh, come on. This game is way too dependent on having an assortment of characters, at least 10 of them, somewhere between mostly built to fully built, for them to gatekeep every way possible to build a character. And before somebody comes running in the comments, because we're about that time where we're hitting low retention because people don't want to get to this point. I understand it's a gacha. That does not mean everything in the game needs to be RNG. It's a-okay for some things to be completely controllable, because that helps the player experience be improved overall. The more satisfied a player is, the more I'm willing to invest into the game. If I'm a happy player, I'll give you money. I don't care. The moment me or anyone else starts to decide, you know what, I don't really like the game anymore, we stop spending money. We stop playing the game. Right now, I'm around stage 8 in Memory of Chaos, floor 8. And while any team that I have Zila on basically has little to no issues, it's the second half that I'm always concerned with. Me, that's going to be my Jingyuin team. And after the Jingyuin drama, I took a lot more time to farm the Musketeer set. I listened to a lot of you guys on that fact. A lot of y'all were saying, stop farming Lightning, go for Musketeer. I figured it would help kill 2 birds with 1 stone by also being able to feed any of the valid pieces of gear onto my other support characters, or even some of the 4-star DPS characters who could potentially help me out. Cough, cough, Sushong. So as much as I don't like Musketeer, this seemed to be a mostly solid couple of days. Every day I got a usable piece for my supports, and in just about 3 days, if I'm not mistaken, they all had the main stat that I could, I guess, put on them. I didn't have to touch it anymore. Granted, I think my Bronya is still looking for a crit damage body piece, but that's whatever for now. Doing this, they were able to get much better than they were before. They're performing their job so much better and otherwise helping me clear MOC in much faster times. We even had a nice fun moment in my Discord where I was casually streaming the game to them and I lost to the deer in MOC 6.
Oh yeah, don't know how that's a D in a DJ. I do. Yes, go. Yes, sir. I ain't gotta remake it. Yes, sir.
Oh my god, bro.
He over there holding you.
He's sharding.
There's a reason I keep talking about those dumb branches, dude. They aggroed my entire team one by one, and it almost got so bad that I almost spent money just to get Natasha up to a strong enough level that I could depend on her for healing and cleansing. Something told me, don't do that. Try one more time. And you know what happened when I did?
I fucking 3-starred it. Let's go.
You in my stream dick riding me every day.
3-star without the cleanse, baby. I did that.
That's right. I did that. Your boy EO, I did that, bro. No cleansing, not a single cleanse needed. That was the highlight of my day. I mean, that and the food that I got, but you know, right? Moral of that story though, I wouldn't have been able to do any of that had Silverwolf not given us all those 10 free fuel in the mail the other day. Maybe it was a lucky sign, but all 10 of those fuel helped me out with free relic farming. My Jingyuin has a 50% crit body piece now, or rather he has over 50% crit rate now because of the body piece that I was able to get from him. And I ended up getting 2 of the exact same piece and a third that was a 4-star, the purple. All of them have the same exact substats. They're all bad, but I still have the crit rate body piece. So now we're looking to improve. I'm still working on increasing his attack and his crit damage, but we're doing one thing at a time. I've been working on building Sushong to help out as well. Having the whole like physical and thief set in one domain really helped out. It did a number for me because now Sushong has some great physical pieces, but I'm also able to mix her up with the break. And because of that, this opened up the door for me to start changing my Silverwolf into a full break build instead of a 2-piece. Cian did a lot of heavy number crunching on how much better the break build was, and she's cracking 55 to 120k plus off of doing breaks alone. I'm absolutely full sending break build Silverwolf now. Like I have no issue doing that whatsoever. I talked about it in the guide. I'm so glad that we're at this point now. The only thing I'm missing is a EHR body for the thief, which I'm actually thinking about using my self-modeling resin for so that I can start focusing on pre-farming for Locha and Yukong. But let me know what you guys think. Is it worth using my resin on that body piece, or should I keep farming the thief set with all my trailblazer power? After you answer that question, that's it. I want to end this video off on a high note because this is the furthest that I've been able to push MOC on my own without spending hours looking up what builds other people are using or asking my content creator friends how they got so lucky on relic farms. Since I don't have every character in the game, it's way harder for me to build around what clears content the fastest across the community. I don't have every element, I don't have every build, and I definitely don't have every weapon. A lot of you seem to be under the impression that I'm a whale, and I'm not. I keep trying to tell y'all that just because somebody spends some money in the game doesn't make them a whale. If I was a whale, I'd be clearing shit no problem. But instead of doing all of that, I've had a lot more fun doing it this way. I'm taking breaks in between MOC tests. I'm farming different relics to test out new builds. And then finally, I'm putting all that back into MOC and I'm scoring those saucy 3-star clears. So once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and comment down below. If you want to be around for more interesting takes on the game, or you just want to hear me talk, consider subscribing or becoming a member to the channel. We do have dollar tier members now, so I mean, like, it's cool, and you get a little badge next to your name, so every time you comment I can see the badge and I'm like, yo, that's crazy, because you're about to be in the next video for like the highlight. Doing either of those two things or sharing the video, whatever the case may be, helps support me in order to continue making more videos about Honkai Star Rail, and it also encourages me to stream a lot more often, which I'm trying to do. Let me know in the comments as well, what would you appreciate from a streamer to be popping Star Rail streams or whatever game we're playing. I don't know. Regardless, Final Fantasy 16 is out and I'm about to go no life the game. You could probably see me playing in the Discord. I can't say my usual outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Smell you later.